What up, Red Brick people? What up, world? I'm gonna be revisiting my Red Brick past. Yeah, see that beautiful building there? That beautiful building right there. They'll give you a narrative. It was built for women prisoners in the 1800s. Can you imagine that, folks? And I want to tell you, it was a redesignated building that was here when America was founded, when they found all these buildings here in a building flood because everything melted. There was a meltdown, and this, along with all kinds of other buildings like your capitals, every capital in America was inherited. They're already here, folks. But here, I'm going to revisit this one because I lived in this one. I lived in this castle, folks. And that's what it first was. It was a home for someone, their castle, where they reside, where their soul resides, their energy. And it was an energy home. And I lived there. And they put souls inside in the castle. So in other buildings of the past that I was in, before I really knew that all the mountains were melted buildings, so many, it's incredible. It was like I was meant to step in those buildings and be in those buildings before I knew that. So when I did know that, I would have this great wow, you know what I mean? This great wow factor. Because it's pretty incredible. Even my own plight, because I was saying all the capitals in the United States were inherited before I knew all the mountains were melted buildings. I ran in Nigeria, and then that made more sense to why shit was sitting like it did and why there were so many shovels. Number one item sold, so that all just made sense. It was like a piece of the puzzle, and that was just like the epiphany of, yeah, here's what went down. So a club of people with their secret societies have suppressed the real truth about this realm for a long time, and they manipulate us and meter us for energy and all kinds of things and keep us dumbed down. And Kissinger even said, we don't want thinkers in America, we want workers. Well, I beg to differ, and you losers who do this and who have done this, and people who capitalize on having people in jail and being prisoners, you are scumbags. And it's a sad fact that I live in a generation of people who do that, who've done that, and who still do this. And it's just it's a criminal organization. And if we could turn the table, I mean, just look, if we could just get the Michigan Lottery and the Michigan Department of Corrections, those two organizations locked up where they belong to be locked up, and those lawyers who are running the lottery, those constituents who are ripping us all off with their fake lottery. That's what it is. It's all fake. They only give the money to their constituents. There are no winners. Your little chump-ass winners. Your big money goes to their constituents, or they make up some person. Regular people don't win it. It's someone in the club or someone they want in their club. That's what I say. They tell you hocus pocus. So anyway, we're going to revisit the Hoko. We'll read some narrative about what they tell us about the Hoko. So this is Red Bricks Live, and I was in the Hoko. We called it Wild Wild West. I was at that facility, and right there, and it didn't look pretty like that. The A-frame top was off, and they just kept a flat roof on it, and tarred it up and shit. Just, but they were thick walls, red bricks, covered with concrete finishes, and big hallways, big stairs, big rooms, big doors. So this is Red Bricks Live, and we're going to take a look at, let's see here, we're going to take window capture, we're going to take a look at, let's see, yeah, we looked at that picture, but here's what we'll do real quick. I'll go back in OBS. I had a filter on that image, and I want you just to look at this image that we're working with right now. Right? What was that? Let's see. We gotta find. We had a picture. We had a picture. Where'd that picture go? Let's see. Yeah, I think this is it here. So, this picture here that we had a minute ago, we had a filter on it, but now you can see it more clear. Now, just think about this, folks. The timeline they give you. We'll just look at it for a minute, and we're going to read what they give us for a timeline. And they built this for women prisoners, folks. Okay? Let's zoom in on it a little bit more. Are you seeing this, folks? They built this castle for women prisoners. And look, we're going to go right out here, and we're going to build them this beautiful, see, this beautiful, just, isn't this just lovely how we built this for these women prisoners. Yeah, I was housed in such a beautiful place, and let me tell you, it wasn't so beautiful. We call it Wild Wild West. Inmates had guns. I kid you not, folks. I lived there, so you can't tell me no different. See, people. Look at that. Old Dahoko, Detroit House of Correction. Dahoko, they called it. We called it Wild Wild West. Welcome to the jungle. And look how they built that beautiful prison for women. Okay, so let's read about when they built that thing, right? So let's see if we can't find something we got there. We got to minimize that. Well, we could just close it. We don't need that image right now. So window capture's got what? Okay, it's got that picture still there. So now, excuse me. That up. Okay, we'll read Wikipedia. Yeah, we'll read the Wikipedia what they say here, right? We'll say Detroit House of Corrections. The Detroit House of Corrections, Dahoko, opened in 1861. Okay, do you hear that, folks? 1861. do a timeline of what was going on in 1861. And they're busy building this beautiful prison for women prisoners in 1861. Okay? For real, folks. Just that alone should just say time out. Okay? Okay, this was the first state-operated prison for female felons. The state renovated the women's division into the new Phoenix facility. The Phoenix, right? Rising from the ashes, right? A fixed-up, redesignated building. See? The Detroit House of Correction was transferred to the state in 1986, renamed to Western Wayne Correctional Facility, and became a women's facility for the rest of its tenure. It closed in December of 2004, and all inmates and staff were transferred to Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Ypsilanti. See, because that's when the Detroit sold the House of Corrections to the state, and when the state had it, they were housing men there, and the women were moved out, and it was really deplorable conditions, and a lot of weird staff, and a lot of weird, the whole bunch was just a corrupt outfit. So that's all I gotta say about that. Everything about that, I think the only good soul that I met there that worked there, he was worked in the athletic department, and he was an ex-Harlem Globetrotter. So see that image there. I walk in from the yard into that door there that you see. Okay. I lived on the fourth floor, the fourth gallery up here, up top. So, this is just before they demolished it, 2002. So they got any more images of it to show us? Oh, they had that one. We already seen that one. Lovely, huh? For women prisoners, they built it, they tell you. Huh? Look. See? 1861. See the design, too? It's engineered to be an energy building, folks. Like a motor, if you will. They knew how to build shit back then. And it was beautiful, wasn't it? You just seen it right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Look at that beautiful thing. I lived in that castle. Ain't that funny? I lived in the castle in Schloss, Germany, in Giesenland. So that's the first castle I lived in. Was in Germany with my grandparents, my Oma and Opa. And then here in America, I lived in that castle, and I lived in the Jackson Prison Castle, and they even have a Marquette Castle, and now they're going to wreck the Ionia Castle, and they were all redesignated as prisons. Other buildings in my area that have already been taken down is many red brick buildings, and one of them is for the insane. Many of the red brick buildings of the past that are huge like this, and Clinton Valley it was called Clinton Valley. It looked just like this, but maybe even a little bit bigger. And again, red bricks, big doors, big hallways, big ceilings, very big. So let's see here where we're going to go from there. So we see that it's a ludicrous story that they just tell us that was built in 1861 for women prisoners. So I think that in itself is poignant to pinpoint the fact that a cataclysmic event occurred, a meltdown, a flood, and thereafter places like this were found in disarray, and they were fixed up, You know, they're buried and disarrayed, and many of them didn't survive all over, and many of them did. So we had pockets, what we call pockets of survival, and here's more evidence of them. So, and helps to point out that timelines and chunks of history have been not told to us correctly and made up to cover up what I just talked about. People taking these resources and finding how to, re-engineering the past to have free energy and so forth. They didn't want that. They wanted to be vampires and meter everybody. See? Here's the facts. So, because it leads to all the mountains are melted buildings, folks. That's why. See? So, okay, let's see. That was Old Farmer. There's Detroit House Corrections right there. Before they were going to wreck it. Yeah. Now it's gone. See? Look how it's set up. You could just tell, man, set up. They knew what they was doing back in the past. And we moved in, redesignated as a prison. Yeah, see? And they've been doing this a long time. They just changed the slave industry over to the prison industry. And the same thing's been going on. You know? So, they've been doing this for a long time. Slave owners. Call it what you want. Indentured servants, what? If you don't think you're not a slave, I don't care if you're rich, you're just a rich slave. You're still a slave to these people who are creating laws to create propaganda to come against you, and there's nothing we could do about it because the law says so. Time to change the laws, folks. Time to get these freaks. So, that's a fact. So, Old Dehoko, a place I lived, a place I learned a lot. It wasn't all bad. You can find good, and no matter where you're at and what happens in your life, it can make you better or it can make you worse. It could be utilized so you could say, I was there, I lived in it. It is a red brick building of the past, and it's been destroyed. And they're destroying all kinds of red brick buildings today, as we speak, everywhere. Ukraine, Detroit, destroying a red brick road. Man, but they'll let the yellow brick road be played on TV, but they won't tell you that they're destroying the red brick road and destroying the red brick world as we speak. Scheduled over 1,500 or 1,700 in Detroit buildings to be demolished, you know. So, there it is, the castle that I resided in. My soul resided there in that joint. Red bricks. Another quick video. You could go, oh, here's a couple places I want to show you too. Oh, here's another. I wanted to show you this joint here. Let me see the window. I gotta get this ready here. I want it to be looking good. Now look at this building here. This building I've been inside too. And it's been, redesignated as many things. And you see it's for sale right now. Hey, any red brick millionaires or billionaires out there? Let's buy this up, man. man, this is a cool spot too, man. See how high, here's like the road right here, right? You can get to Woodward from here. And that is, it just lots of space and cool, and it sits up high, you know, and it is cool. So I don't know how much they want. Well, we can investigate, but we need to get it, folks. We need to get together. Now, if it would have melted like a lot of these mountains that were buildings melted, it would look like this. Huh. But looky there. See? Big door opening. You know, just big again. You know, everywhere. Everywhere. You know, right here in Pontiac, Michigan. You know, that's why I can't wait to show you Kirk in the Hills. You know. You know, look at it. We got all kinds of these Adam family homes, big doors, and red brick. And we're here. And we got here, Pontiac, all over, because they match same kind of construction in Ukraine, same kind of construction in Taiwan, Japan, whatever, Rome. Don't you know? Just amazing, you know. But anyway, we'll look around here and just kind of randomly look at some more red brick. Oh, that's what I was talking about. But I remember one time I hitchhiked back from Texas, and I was homeless. I hitchhiked back from Texas to the state of Michigan, and here was, I think, this some kind of split, some church or something had it, and they had like a mission or something here. I went there, and I stayed the night there, and they fed me in this building right here. And then in the morning, I left my stuff there, and I went and I looked for a job. And I came back, and they said, I said, where's my stuff? They said, your stuff's gone. I go, what do you mean my stuff's gone? All my stuff's gone. They just said it was gone, right? So I didn't have no shit. Anyway, that's another story in itself. So that was the place who was set up to help me. I ended up going there, ended up having all my shit gone. And so anyway, I got a meal out of the deal and a place to stay for one night, and then I got all my shit gone. So it was a red-headed pastor working there. And he's a weird looking dude. He's just weird glasses. He looked like he was hit by a car. The eyes were kind of crossed. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it this morning. We were just up early. Nobody else is up. We did a little revisiting 2 buildings that I've been in, that I laid my head in this state. But there's 2 others that we didn't visit tonight, and we're not going to. I'm just going to say red bricks to y'all, you know. All the mountains are melted buildings. It was kind of cool, a little bit buzzed, high. But what do? You gotta do something when you're up. And you got insomnia. I get a little bit of sleep, and then I just wake up, and there's no getting back. And I can't just lay there, you know what I mean? So I'll get up and do something about you know? Good old muscle cars, man. My dad had a 1967 Pontiac Le Mans. Pretty. He also had a Grand Prix. I think it was a 1972 Grand Prix silver, beautiful two-door. Detroit. I tried to get a job in the automotive industry. They wouldn't hire me because I had a felony. Isn't that some sad shit, man? My brother, he worked in the auto industry, General Motors. He got hurt. He fell off a high-low and screwed his elbow up really bad, man, and his back and shit, and his head. So I haven't talked to him since that, but yeah, I heard he really screwed his head up, or his elbow, rather. Ventura. I have fun on Ventura Boulevard with some cats called Colonia Chicas driving around lowriders back in the 80s. Yeah, sit up. Don't be slouching. Red bricks, man. I smashed a 1969 Mustang. I smashed a couple bikes. A snowmobile smashed my face against it. My scarf got sucked in by the drive belt of a snowmobile and I got my face smashed against the motor. Yeah, it wasn't very pleasant. I still pay for it to this day. It happened when I was a kid. And I was driving a Fury, a Plymouth Fury in the icy day, and I went straight and I walked down the side of a rail and I hit a tree and the steering wheel hit my jaw. I pay for that to this day too. Guess that's what we gotta do. We gotta be careful so you don't injure yourself so bad that it hurts all the time when you're old, you know? Old age ain't for wimps, you know what I mean? We just rounded off to a half-hour video, so we're almost at a half hour now. So we're just flipping through some car images we got here, and with some red bricks, of course. We got to have the cars with the red bricks, you know. And the road. Why? Our roads lead to Rome, don't you know? Where you reside? Rome, don't you know? There's probably enough information and stuff in the archives with the Catholic Church to point out 100% that King Solomon reigned right here in America, and he resided in Michigan. Say what you want, I don't care. Oh, that guy's selling that ride. Alright. That's pretty cool, man. Nice. Detroit. Alright, that's it. Nobody came to the chat because nobody's up but my dumbass, that's why. So peace to y'all. And what else we got going on here? That's it. Just revisiting the past a little bit to try to point out some for those people who don't believe. You need to become a melted building believer. See, they utilized the crazy, stupid laws to get more people locked up so they could be their slaves and put them in the field. That goes on today in Louisiana and all over the place. In this state as well. They had me cutting trees down for 50 cents a day they paid me. They should have put money in my account for retirement. See, that's what they should have did. You know, give you 50 cents a day for cutting trees down all day. Swear, true story. Anyway, we survived that. So, remember, all the mountains are melted buildings. Don't let them bullshit you. This has been Red Bricks Live. We kicked it for another half hour. So, tell them the truth. We did some revisiting of a couple spots that I laid my head down in my life. And I'm here to testify those are red brick buildings of the past that went through a meltdown, and the evidence was in the building structure itself and many of the bricks. And its sinkage. The sinkage from the building flood. So, other than that, we out of here. Have a beautiful day. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. If you need your hand, help him fix it, join up. You know what I mean? Peace.